What's up, party people? G5 Productions in the place to be. Today we're at Moon Shadow Ranch. Platinum package. Let's rock it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Gerald, excited to share with you guys today. And I'm rocking out with the Platinum package at Moon Shadow Ranch. So that's a 2 sound system setup. One sound system will be at the ceremony site, and the other will be the full-blown DJ setup in the reception area. So I just want to say this: when it comes to rustic, I really do appreciate that vibe and that feel when I get to do events out here in Texas. And honestly, Texas is the best to ever do rustic in any setting for the most part. But this place got it laid out. I'm gonna get you guys some footage of the entrance to this place, just to give you a clue like how well thought out they got this place, right? So we're gonna take a look around the venue first, explore, and then the feature for this video is definitely going to be my pedestal booth. I'm gonna talk you through the in-depth details of how I set it up. So without further ado, you guys know what to do with that thumb button. And if you want to help the channel grow, all you got to do is subscribe, and to keep up with new videos, go ahead, rock that bell. Let's get to work. So here's where the ceremony is going to take place. I will be rocking it with the EVE Verse 8. I have rocked a 288 person wedding with the EVE Verse 8 before, and that sound was just amazing. So no worries here. When I was rolling my stuff from the money wagon right there, I just rolled right on across with that wagon. They got the big wheels on it, and it's easy to pull, no problems. And of course, QSC subwoofers, they rolled right over this with no issues either. So all I had to do was do a quick tilt up of the QSC subs right over the threshold here, and it was all good. Now I know there are gonna be people that's, oh man, that's why you should have some white speakers. Look at all that white. So as a DJ, you have what you have and you use what you use. Here's the pedestal booth. This is what I'm gonna feature in the video for you guys and gals. And I wanna talk through exactly and specifically how to set that up. So let me first get my subs and tops all squared away with all the lighting and audio plus power. So I have the subwoofer pack behind here, but it's powered over that way with a 15-foot extension cable. And then of course I got my wireless lighting deal set up. It's just turned off right now. So this is how I'm gonna control the mini Kenta from the pedestal booth over there. For audio, I have audio coming out the top speaker, down the pole, and behind the curtains into this setup, which through the harness, it gets audio up there. So I was gonna put Alto Stealth on both speakers, but I did realize I may have to use the Alto Stealth on another speaker on the other end. And since I only have 2 receivers now, then I have to sacrifice one to put on the opposite end of the room. So I do have one right here. Now, if there's a chance that things are wigging out or tripping, well, it's my standard now. I always have an audio cable in the base of my tower, so I could just run it to the first speaker, which is already hardwired from this system over to the other side, so it'd be an easy fix. The reason why I'm concerned for using Alto Stealth today is because I'm plugged in right here, and I'm not sure where it's wired from. But these lights are definitely flickering, so I don't know if this having anything to do with power or the type of light bulbs. But either way, it's weirding me out. And occasionally they will stop, so apparently something's kicking on that's making these lights flicker. What I'm gonna do as a precaution is just go ahead and test everything out. If I feel comfortable in it, then I'll use it. If not, I have an audio cable right there that I'll go from the tower straight to that speaker, and the party just continues to go. I separate this equipment with blankets so it don't scratch each other so bad. I generally do roll it in on one of my subwoofers that way, given the terrain. So if it's not absolutely flat, I don't take them kind of chances to stack too high. But in this case today, I was able to get everything in on a cart that was provided by the venue, so that's what's up. There's a couple of pieces that I store in here during transport, and that is the top backing plate for the shell, and also the laptop stand, which are at the moment freestanding. So I'm working on a way to mount this inside. Inside the tower, I have these 2 knobs that I made, and this is how I store the bass. Sometimes I don't even pull the bass off the tower. I just put the tower on its feet on the ground, or if it's carpeted, but in this case I want to use the bass today. So this is how it's mounted in. Take these out, and I'm able to slide this out either way, through the top or the bottom. This is the bottom of the tower, and that's why I chose to mount it like that. And to where I screw onto are these blocks that I glued and tack nailed in place. They're actually on the inside of the tower. There's no mounting required for me to put the tower onto the base because it goes around these blocks, which has a 45-degree chamfer all the way around each block. So it just kind of fits nice and snugly onto it. I have a nice view to the bride and groom, plus I'm kind of in front of the speaker, which will help me with mixing. My plan is to run the cables along this pre-existing line to help camouflage them just a little bit. I got this 12-port plate I could push out and mount other stuff here. I have a PowerCon True 1 that I installed, audio right, audio left, and this is for the DMX port. And I put this one upside down on purpose because when I put the transmitter in place, it's kind of difficult to press in there to get that out because of the body of the transmitter. One thing I usually have to mount to the Alto Stealth simply are the antennas. Sometimes I put them out in weird ways, just depending on the orientation of my Alto Stealth. This port has a hard cable that mounts right into the back of my DMX controller. So once I put my transmitter in place here, this is what talks to all of my wireless lighting from Chauvet and also the receivers that make the mini Kentas wireless in a sense. And then of course for the power strip here, I have 8 ports in the back. Obviously the stuff here is plugged into the back of it. Like right now I have the DDJ, which goes to the PowerCon True 1. Number 2 turns on the Alto Stealth. Number 3 turns on the DMX controller. Always looking for ways to improve, so I'm still brainstorming this prototype. What I do there is I put things like a 15-footer because that's not going to reach where I'm trying to get to, so why unravel it? But last night at a wedding, I was able to just plug from right there, right into a nearby plug on the wall by me. Up top, I just wanted to give you guys some perspective on how things are working. So out of both antennas going there, boom. And this is how I get the antennas for the Alto Stealth on both sides. And then this is audio left and right. So that comes from my DJ controller into the Alto Stealth, which then sends it out wirelessly from these antennas to those antennas. So we got the DMX controller here connected by a hard cable and goes right into the backside of the DMX controller. And I have a lot of redundancies, right? So if there was a chance I needed to use the DeFi hub because I forgot to charge this, I would just simply unplug this, let it hang down there, hook up the DeFi hub to it, and power the DeFi hub right here. So I have a lot of, backup or plan Bs in my thought process when I do things. And then as far as the PowerCon True 1, boom, there it is. I made that and hooked it in. So in the ports in the back, I have the PowerCon True 1. Then there's the Alto Stealth. We got the DMX controller next, and then we have the DeFi Hub power brick plug-in right there. Generally, a lot of pedestal booths that you buy, usually the cables are coming out the bottom of the DJ controller portion, and just, like you gotta put it down there and then reach up under and plug in some harness. For me, I was trying to avoid all of that as much as possible, right? Eventually, I may even have the plug for the ADJ, maybe mounted down there as a PowerCon True 1, so I could just like PowerCon in and go to a plug where I don't even have to deal with that part, right? But we'll see. This is the actual backside of the DJ controller, and what I wanted to show you that underneath I did some engineering where I put these pieces of board, but they're thinner than the actual feet. So anytime I want to use this on a tabletop setup, I still can set it on the feet with no interference to these bottom boards. But they are spaced perfectly with 45-degree chamfers all the way around so that they fit snugly and ride down right inside the top of the tower. So we're gonna go ahead and mount that now. I'm just gonna show you how this fits down in. And sometimes I have to finesse it, but boom. I could remove these screws and drop wires down through that port, right? So the screws sometimes scratches up the very top of the case, but no worries because nobody's looking under here like that. But I just wanted to give you guys a perspective on how snugly that does fit, other than the screws sticking up a little bit. And if it was really bothering me like that, I could probably take other measures, but I'm not gonna worry about it. It is what it is. I built this and designed it to fit over my existing DJ controller case because when I do plug and plays, I could just take this DJ controller and put the original shelf on it and go do my thing. But at weddings, I'll put this shell on top when I remove the lid, and then I got the laptop stand and plus the backing plate with holes in it. I designed these two to fit on the rails. This one had to be a little bit shorter to account for the lift in the rails. And as you can see here, everything's going. And this right here, this is just a backing plate because through here is where the laptop stand mounts. And I've had to engineer that to fit not only through this piece, but also the backing plates that the antennas stick up through. So let's get it all together. So in dealing with the back, it's a bit of a process, but the one thing I have to get out of here is the harnesses for the laptop and the iPad. And then I have these two antennas where I take one of them and just bend it like so, and I push it here, and the other one goes over here. Once this shell is put on top, we get everything going. So here's the back shell. I kind of engineered it like that, and that's having to do with the spacing for this right here. So I kind of had to allow myself a little bit of a thin piece right here and two holes for both antennas plus a slot for the laptop stand and the cables that come out for the laptop and the iPad. Here's how it works. I just ride the antenna mount through each hose, right? And the cables come through the back just like so. Now, once I mount this, I usually sling that forward because now I have to put the laptop stand down in there. The laptop stand actually went through a lot of different ideas and thought processes. I just came up with this because I had the wood, so I just cut it out and spray painted it. Nothing special about that. When it goes through the back of here, it also goes down in that slot, but then I kept the original thickness of this so the laptop wouldn't flex too much, right? A little bit of flex there, but not enough to matter or cause a concern for me. So here we go. And then of course I make sure my antennas are sticking straight up. And then there's one cable that I know that goes to my laptop, one for power, one for Serato. So what I usually do with that one is use this strap to help hide that a little bit. And this one here, I keep free floating because sometimes I put the iPad right underneath here and other times I ride it off to the side so I can operate it out in the open. Since this place doesn't have Wi-Fi, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually mount my iPad under here for cocktail music. If you're ever wondering where the power comes from between both of those harnesses, they actually come from a power strip inside of the DDJ case. The other thing about the DDJ case here is I have a microphone already mounted in it and I have a DSP processor unit here, so that's how I use it. Now to bridge the DJ case to the tower, it starts with pulling out the power cable, real simple like. This is a PowerCon True 1. Turn and lock. And then I have two audio cables, right? I labeled the one that is actually the left side and it says left. So I always plug in there. Now, if there was a chance that Alto Stealth is tripping today, what I would do then is hardwire from here right over to the speaker system. So I'm gonna just leave that. We have to get some power to everything, so I'm gonna start by making sure all of these switches are turned off. I'm not gonna unravel this. I'm gonna just use the 15-foot extension cord here to plug this in. The audio cable is actually running inside the crack right there a little bit, and what I'm gonna do is pair up the power cable right beside it. Now I know what you guys are thinking. If you went through all the trouble to run that cable, why not just run it over there? Well, simply put, I want to run the Alto Stealth, and also this is a chance and an opportunity for me to test it out given what I'm working with here. We power the DDJ, which turns on up here, which also turned on my iPad. We power the Alto Stealth, which turns on here. Now, the Alto Stealth is on channel 17, so let's see if I could just sync it, and that's not the case, so we're gonna manually change the channel here. There it is. So the left side is on channel 17, and the right side is on channel 20, which we're not using left and right, only mono. And then this next switch turns on DMX controller. So the next thing I'm gonna turn on is the transmitter here for the lighting, and I'm just gonna plug it in. And because my DMX controller is pre-programmed, when I hit blackout here, the mini Kentas should just come on the color white as soon as I turn on the receivers. There's that one. So with my DSP processor, before I turn up any volumes on my speakers, or at least when I remember to, I just kind of turn that off and on a couple of times. If the speakers are up and on and I do that, initially it will have that pop sound. And you know, we don't want to do that when we can help it. And then of course, I'll go ahead and use the Shure Frequency Finder app for this particular area and get my microphone scanned in. So right now I'm in group 3. So we're already in the right group. I'm just gonna go ahead now and just do a scan right there. And then once that's done, all I need to do is turn my microphone on and sync it. One thing you wanna do is make sure all your volumes are down. Check it, 1, 2. Visual audio check. The blue is for signal and it's strong. Yep. Now what I tend to do is just throw my bag under there. And sometimes I stuff my backpack under there if I don't really need it like that. So there's that. So just because I did another frequency scan, I'm setting to channel 25 here. Press frequency, so there's that. And over here, now I should be able to press sync. Boom. So went to channel 25 there, should be good to go. So what are we showing over here on the receiver for Alto Stealth? A really good strong signal, and of course there's no audio because we don't have anything transmitting just yet. So let's turn up the speakers to unity gain. I'm gonna also turn up my subs to unity gain. I got my master volume where I want it. I'm gonna ease up on this mic. Hello, hello, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, sound is good, lighting is good. There it is. Whoop. And same thing on the side over here. We'll turn that up to unity gain. Get our subwoofer up to unity gain. One more sound check. And without any music going or whatever, you know, we're good to go. Hey, 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 hey. So left speaker got audio good. Right speaker got audio good. Got a nice, neat, clean setup. Good. This is a good spot for my microphone. And if I go in here, get some music going and hit play, right? You'll see that I got audio signal here. Let's get this off. So when I walk in here for cocktail hour, I literally just have to push that up. As for the laptop, it's all self-explanatory. All I need to do here is just put it on the tray. We'll get the power in, and then we get Serato in.
Everything good?
Everything is good.
Hey.
So I just went over the wedding floor with the coordinator, and now I'm going to open up Serato DJ. And another thing I like to do with Serato DJ is there's a button here where I could shrink it down, so that allows my bottom bar to come up. So when I want to pull up things like the event flow right there, it's there, and then I could do my little finger thing, get right back to Serato. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go into Amanda's special playlist. One, make sure everything's in the order that I set it in from Apple Music. We have a grand intro, and then we have a first dance already ready to go. Now I'm gonna figure something out with this, maybe some kind of temporary like snap-in clip mounted to the rack mount screws, like maybe one here and one up there, and just, you know, be ready to handle it. So that's it for now, everybody. Let's take a look at the whole system and hide stuff, and then go set up ceremony. Oh yeah, as a bonus tip, whenever I have things like my H1s or the Freedom Sticks, I do tend to plug them in at the venue to take advantage of the free power. And when it's time to party, just before that, I will put maybe 2 in the middle here and 2 in the middle over there, just to give this backdrop a little something. This package does not have any uplighting involved, so of course I did not bring it, and there it is. So whenever it's available, I try to use, you know, the vehicle or whatever is going to make my life easy. If y'all are considering this speaker, I could tell you right now, it's pretty streamlined in how things work. Once you get used to it, you get better, further, faster. And for me, I just kind of got my flow with it, right? So the first thing is always is to mount this. And what I like to do is push this all the way to the rear, strap it down, and that is secure. 45 those out, and we're good to go. So next thing I need to do here is audio out, audio into channel 2, because that's the way, actually channel 1, and I even labeled it as channel 1, right? So power in, power out, and speakers on. So notice that when I turn the speaker on, the mic turns on as well. So it's just kind of cycling through at the moment. Yeah, I feel special already. Woo, woo. We're here. Yeah.